That was for yours only.
Nate, you want to do the pledge?
Yeah, you think?
Sure.
3 hours.
I pledge allegiance
To
to the flag
of
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We got public hearing. The first one, got some good news. I'll let Nate speak on that.
Okay, so originally we were going to request monies for the special education trust fund. But as it turns out, when Sue did the manifest, she paid up some bills for June and closed some encumbrances, and it freed up a lot of money. So our bottom line, which was about 46, I believe, last time we spoke, is now 170,000.
Wow.
Very good.
And the reason for that is 95% is health insurance. So basically what happens is, to make it quick, health insurance is done a little bit differently here, where we encumber the lines out of accounts payable. So it's very difficult to change those encumbrances throughout the year. And just to give you an idea, we ended up saving throughout the course of the year $100,000 in health insurance based on people switching, people leaving. So that being said, I have developed a better way to track encumbrances for health insurance, and it will be done through payroll starting next fiscal year. So this, even though this is a good news, this won't happen again, because I want it to be as accurate as possible with the encumbrances.
Okay. But I think next year we're probably going to have to, if things go like they've done in the past 2 years, I think we're going to have to possibly dip into that fund.
Yeah, see that one of the things that we reported early on was that when we were looking at various adjustments we made in contracts for some of the staff was concerned, para and bus drivers and so forth, we were looking at that total worksheet that you received of monies that we saved, and a part of that was personnel was reduced personnel that we had in the school budget for this year. Now, every time they are removed, their insurance goes also. So in those lines, it still had stipulations. So this is part of the savings that we incurred by doing cost-effective things during the course of July, August, September, and so forth.
So that means we're not going to have to take the $86,649.83 out of that special ed. And I just give you the latest figures from Nate as of today. It's in our fund.
Good.
Okay, moving on, I'll read the next. To expend funds from the school district building and maintenance and repair expendable trust fund for the purpose of improving and repairing security features at the Newt High School and Library and the Milton Elementary School, and Phase 3 of reshingling the Milton Elementary School roof. Now, does anybody interested in the figures?
Yes.
Okay, the first one is $22,858.16. For the roof, will be $30,983. That's it, no cents for the roof. And that, I'll close that hearing at 6:06. I opened it. What, 6:04? Okay. Any questions?
Yes, we do.
Now, the third one, to accept unanticipated revenues of $50,000 for FY19 from the Department of Health and Human Services Strategic Prevention Framework Grant for Counseling and Student Enrichment. Make that 609. No, got to move fast.
Administration of
Six-
Wirecast.
608 to 609, maybe off a little. Okay? Okay, I guess the hearings are done. Then we'll need to probably vote on each of them individually. So I need a motion for, take the money out of the, second.
Second.
You're seconding? Okay, did I? I must have.
Your motion.
I'll do a motion then, all right. Paul. Melissa?
Aye.
Administration
Aye.
of
Aye.
Wirecast.
Aye.
Done. Okay, thank you. The next one, to accept the 6,000.
I will make a motion to
Okay.
accept the unanticipated revenue of $6,679.45.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Paul, thank you. Melissa?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
okay.
I'll make a motion to accept unanticipated revenues of $50,000 for FY19.
Second.
Paul, thank you.
Aye.
Aye.
Administration of
Aye.
Wirecast.
Aye.
I really want to get this done.
Yep. It's a beautiful day.
Well, we can accept funds, yes.
Right away. Thank you, everybody. Okay, we got, do we have any public comments?
You want me to do a quick nominee from the public for this?
No, I don't want to do it at the end. I don't want
You want to wait at the end?
to, yeah, I don't want to chase anybody out.
Okay.
I want everybody to stay. So no public, if you need to speak, even though we're doing process, you have a question, just ask it.
Administration of
I
Wirecast.
don't have any problem of letting you speak. Okay, minutes for the last meeting of 5/9/18.
I'll make a motion to accept the public meeting minutes of May 9th with corrections.
I will second.
Okay, that's Peg and Paul. I got some corrections also. Go to page 3, down, cafe services operating budget. We are one of the lowest in the area and would like to raise lunch prices by 20 cents for both the kids and the adults. Peg, if we increase, will that increase unpaid revenue? What we didn't do is we didn't have the people that made the motion and seconded in our vote. I don't see it. Does anybody else see it on that issue?
Oh, they voted to raise it?
Oh.
Yeah, we voted to raise it by 20 cents. Lunch only.
Yep.
Paul made the motion.
Yep.
And Melissa seconded it.
Okay, so
You
add that.
just need to show that.
Okay, good.
That's the only correction I have on that one. I don't have any other for the
Wirecast.
public minutes. If anybody else has any other. Do I
I've
have
already
a-
submitted them to
Okay.
Janet.
So who made the motion to
I did.
Peg and
Paul second.
Paul?
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't write it down in my notes. Okay, Melissa?
Aye.
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 Okay, done. Okay,
I'll make a motion to accept the non-public meeting minutes of May 9th with corrections.
you have a second?
Administration of
Second.
Wirecast.
I do have a correction. If you go down to Fresh Picks Cafe Service, and first sentence, I may be wrong, but I thought I said staff and students when I said, want to make sure that we're not cutting services to staff.
I think you did said students
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so I put that in there, and that was my only correction that I had. Melissa?
Aye.
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 All right, that's done, okay. 12,
Administration of Wirecast.
okay, what page are we here? It's down further. Earl, I think you're up.
Okay, absolutely. As you heard in the public hearing, we're very glad that our balance has increased, and I'd like to thank the collaboration and coordination of the administrative staff and the board, because through all of those cost-effective things that we did enabled us to be in the position that we are in. And as we look into next year, it's cut down very low, bare bones, so we're going to have to continue to look closely on a 12-month in where, although funds are there, as long as it doesn't impact students in an adverse way, we have to be aware of some cost-effective things we can do so that we can withstand those events that we don't know are going to occur. I'd like to commend Melissa Jean. Even today we met for a few hours actually with the high school and then with MES, beginning to look at cost-effective things. She has enacted, as the board is aware of, a 1-on-2 aid, which means a paraprofessional, instead of assisting one student, they would be in position, as long as their IEP changed, to work with 2 students. We're going to be working very creatively. We've talked about different forms of alt ed and delivery of instruction as far as the special ed students are concerned. And we're coming up with some groupings in some creative ways to make that happen. And as that occurs, we'll appraise the board of it. We'll be working very hard in the next 3 months to try to reach fruition on these things. Some of them, hopefully, something will happen within 3 months, but we have a strategic action plan to approach every grade level and the way that we provide assistance for those for them. But we will appraise you as we go. But we're cautiously optimistic that we can help to control or get our arms around the special education costs, but yet serve the students that we have. It's a case of looking at the resources of the staff we have, taking a look at the students we currently serve, and it's dynamic because the students' plan changes according to what they need. Our staffing will change, and we have to build the program based upon the needs of the students to the respective strengths of the staff we have. And as we have a stable staff and Melissa Jean is able to look at this, and I work with the administration of the schools, and I become acquainted with the students and the parents and the staff, we can make some decisions on how we use the resources of staff in the most cost-effective way. So we will be reporting out to you there because this is an area of concern and it's very dynamic. Only in the past month, a couple of students that were out of district placements have moved as of June 1st, but then based on the level of need and concerns about students being safe, other students have risen to the point of, well, will it best serve both the students in the school district to be out of the school? So it kind of balances itself out in that way. But we really are getting a handle on who we have, where they're going, and some best ways to serve the ones going, and therefore. Now also too, Jan can jump in. Today in the administration meeting, we kind of updated. This is MES's, and it's combined with some of the high school events too. So we thought it useful to try to put it on one sheet, because sometimes you get an MES. Here you go. Okay, here's a couple more. Sometimes you get an MES sheet, and sometimes you get a high school sheet. So this kind of spells it out, and we're looking at coordination, and Tim Eldridge is here. It involves the whole collaboration of the administrative team and making sure chairs are where they need to be, graduations. So as we're set as far as the calendar, now we're set as far as when the beach days are, when the commencements are, and that type of thing. So and then I know the next one actually flows into Jan's, and the trip is going, that's where Miss Noseworthy is, and well, she'll be going tomorrow morning, and they planned it out very well. Mrs. Norman did a fantastic job putting that together. They're leaving tomorrow morning early. That way they'll have the advantage of doing their New York things for all day. They're staying across the George Washington Bridge in New Jersey, whereas you know the rates are a lot less than if they stayed in the city. And then the last day they're going to Six Flags and so forth. So it's set up really nice. I'm very impressed because you're getting 4 days of students being on the road and having to embark on it, but hotels are only paid for 3 days. And it speaks a lot to the fundraising efforts of the students and in the staff concerned. And I even heard you're going to be there with them. Is that true?
On the trip? Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, 4 o'clock?
5:45.
5:45.
5:30.
So at this point, anybody that's going to see an 8th grade trip off at 5:45, I have to allow her the floor. You can speak to some of the events you have.
I think you did great. Sarah did a great job planning it. She also was pretty flexible. She found out it was Fleet Week and the USS Arlington was going to be there, so she adjusted their schedule so that they're going to be able to visit that ship as well. So they're going to see both that one and the USS trip while they're there. So I think she's done a great job planning it. All the suitcases were dropped off today and have already been approved for travel. And the students will be back here tomorrow morning.
And also, too, they're working very hard in terms of the commencement and the graduation, and Mrs. Anderson is working hard with all the 12th grade students. There is, and it sounds like, I have a couple of them here, and it sounds like some great time is ahead there, too, and some good celebrations of student success with their graduation on June 15th.
Yep. I'm looking forward to the whitewater paddling.
Anything else, Aaron?
No, thank you.
Okay,
Does our group have anything? Are we good at the other? See that I stole all their
thunder?
stuff.
do you have anything more, Jan? Not for public, anyway.
Okay, cool.
Oh my God, I think we're moving right along. I thought somebody would be here at 7:30, and I should have left it at 7.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
What's that?
The other stuff might take a while.
Oh, okay, non-public. Okay. School board business, Mr. Eldridge?
You have a big 8th grade grader in the back.
He looked familiar.
Are you graduating on Tuesday?
He's going on the trip tomorrow.
You have all your homework done.
I hope. So, thank you for having me come on down. I know there was a question regarding the radios. We bought the repeater well before school started last year. We had a fairly good system in the past. We have not had such great success this year with the repeater. Been working with the radio gentleman, Justin from Three Ponds, to continuously try and get better coverage. The squealing that goes on in the radios, we're trying to get that to stop. We found that at the high school, the radio just wasn't working at all. And to find out the antenna had damage to it, so we had to have that replaced. We had to have a couple radios fixed. So there's been lots of ongoing stuff. I knew when we went into it that going off the Tenerife site, that there were going to be a few areas that we just wouldn't have good coverage. I was in hopes that we would have some coverage, but there is a couple areas that we literally have no coverage. One of which is out in Milton Mills. When you go down over Berry Road, out towards 109, we have no service there. We actually just did a radio check again tonight, and coverage as far as around with all the drivers, for the most part, they hear me, I hear them. We're still getting quite a bit of feedback on the radio. Come to find out that the channel, because of VHF and whatever, I'm not a radio guru, but the radio channel, the frequency that we have, is also shared with Rye PD, I believe. So, not that we can hear them and they can't hear us, but when we talk, or they talk, when the radio opens up, it gets the feedback from us or them. So he's trying to rectify that as far as cut down on that lag time that the radio stays open. So as soon as we're done talking, it cuts right off. So hopefully that will help. He also mentioned going higher on the tower so we could get a little bit better coverage. He's gone as high as he can at this point. He, from what I understand, did raise it up a little bit more, but like I said, that's it. He can't go any higher. He did mention that Stratford County is looking into, I believe it's a grant, to get some sort of system. I thought he said a trunking system, but I could be totally wrong on that. That would put everyone that's on that tower at the top of the tower, which would help us tremendously. I asked the time frame, and he said no time frame at this point, just because it's the county that's working on it, and so he has no input. But that's the plan, to get everybody at the top of the tower, and then it feeds into one, and then down to the individual repeaters and back out. So that would be a huge help. We are going to run some tests in the near future, as far as right now we're analog. He said, not that there's any guarantee, but let's look at digital, see if that helps. So we are going to run some tests. He's picking up a couple radios so that he can be in one location and I can be in another to test that. The repeater that we bought does have the capability of being able to be analog or digital, but our current radios in the vehicles and schools, they would all have to be replaced if we were to be switched to digital. But with that in mind, he too is looking into whether we can do a lease program for those radios, so it wouldn't be a huge cost to the district right up front. So that's kind of where we're at this point. It's literally a work in progress. We've communicated, I would say, every month since the repeater went in. Hey, can you do this? Can you do that? Did you hear the radio? Those sorts of things. So I've been going back and forth with him. But at this point, there's no easy fix to any of it that I know of, and he hasn't indicated anything, so it's kind of.
So the repeater is either or, it's either UHF or digital? We can't use both?
Yeah, no, we can't go back and forth. It's either your analog or digital, so it's one or the other. Right now we're analog. But
I do want to point out that Lori, the bus driver in Milton Mills, as I know, has a problem, but she has been wonderful. Whenever she has a problem, she will not let children off the bus and will drive to a spot that she can call.
yeah.
she has to go that extra bit, so I just want to let you know that she does go above and beyond.
Yeah, all the
Give them
drivers
another
are
80.
well aware of the issue, and the areas along their routes that they may not get good coverage. So they're certainly working around it and adjusting to the issues that we've got going on.
Tim, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You all done? I just want a quick one. If you're having trouble with your radios, do you also have trouble with your cell phones in those areas?
Well, like downtown, we don't have good coverage down there, and I know at least with my cell phone, I don't have good coverage from like Ray's Marina up to about the highway garage.
Yeah, because when I hike
Just
from my
with
wife,
that-
I go down there.
Right, with that repeater sitting up there, it unfortunately doesn't.
It's on video.
Oh, is it? Oh, she's not home.
Even in Milton Mills, if you don't have a particular carrier, we don't have
She always
service.
finds me though.
Yeah.
You
Thanks.
know that.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
You said the first year it worked good, then the second year it didn't work as
You know,
good.
this is our first year with this repeater. In the past, we've shared a radio with Wakefield.
Oh,
And
okay.
what has happened was the main repeater was in Wakefield, on top of Wakefield Hill. And then we just had the system on Tenerife that sent messages to Wakefield.
So we're just trying to fill in the gaps now. We're trying to fix, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other quick?
Jim, is Milton Mills the only area that they lose coverage? I'm just thinking of some of the other outlying areas.
No, we have actually, and I'm not sure why, but we do have trouble when we're up in, like by Fraser's and the Governor's Road up that way. Which I'm not sure why, because as the crow flies, that should be a clear shot from the repeater, but for whatever reason, we do have some issues up there. Like today, the driver was able to radio clearly from south of the Rochester tolls into us as we were doing the radio check. So, which we haven't been able to get that far out since we made the switch. So a little bit higher on the tower, I guess, is helping a little bit.
So that bus was coming back from Dover or Somersworth?
That one was coming from Dover.
Dover. So how far can you go down the turnpike and still get reception?
She said it was breaking up. She could hear us talking at exit 9, but it was starting to break. You know, the transmission was breaking up at that point. But in south of the tolls, you could hear us pretty clear.
Anybody else got any questions?
Thank you, Tim.
Now you said downtown along the main drag, you've got a problem also.
That's everything.
Yeah, right
Okay.
downtown. there is.
Okay, I just want to make,
We need a tower.
need a tower?
What's that big? It's a big.
Okay. Anybody else all set? Okay. Now, you'll be at some point bringing us an estimate.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is, as far as whether or not to go digital or to stay with analog, I mean, if we find out that just going to the top of the tower on analog, and we can maintain the radios that we've got, that would be ideal. Then there would be no extra cost.
Okay.
If we find that digital is the way to go, which I have to say, you know, most of the radio people are saying, hey, it's time to go digital, just because there's more options and stuff like that. But at this point, I don't know until we run some tests as to what's going to work and what might not work. So I don't know.
Okay. Okay, moving on, the diploma discussion, did everybody read it? Page 12, 13, and 14, and 15.
I'll make a motion already.
Paul's making a motion to,
I'll
To
second it.
accept.
okay.
Thank you very much. You gotta wake up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Trip.
I don't think we're providing a bus.
No, I just keep.
I didn't get nervous when I heard you say that.
Well,
Geez, I didn't know you're taking the
They
bus.
charge us.
I won't be up to it.
Do I have any discussion on the, would people like to know what this says? This is a diploma for combat wounded disabled U.S. Marine Corps veteran Sergeant Joseph Michael Jose, Senior. He Mike dropped out of high school at age 16.
I think we're gonna do that in non-public.
Boy, we had it in the wrong place then.
Yeah.
He's over 18 and,
He's gonna be here.
oh, he is?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, the did.
Oh, Bob is going to. I apologize, everybody. I didn't know that. Nobody told me. No. Second, I guess. All right, I'll erase it off the thing. Okay, page 16 is FYI, and I want to thank, who's the guy at the SEO, Mr.
Knight.
Knight got me this information. Because I asked the question, I kept hearing on the news how some states were being terribly paid for their teachers. So I just nonchalantly was talking to him about it, and I said, I wish I could get my hands on the salaries across our country. And it took him 5 minutes, and he got it. And New Hampshire is, the rank is 24 out of 51, I think it is. But they don't have Puerto Rico and all our other possessions. Or they count the District of Columbia, that's 51. So, who's number one here? Who's
New York.
New York.
Who's the worst?
New York.
No, South Dakota's the
South
worst.
Dakota.
Oh, you mean
yeah.
the worst. I meant-
So if you're a teacher,
That's
That didn't
16
come out right.
last year. This year they're not.
well, they're not, what are they, 46?
46.
Okay, who's 50?
West Virginia is 50.
Oh my gosh. What was that, I'm sorry?
I would have guessed West Virginia.
West Virginia?
They are this year.
Where are they?
Next to last.
Next to last.
They're making the most
Mississippi's
noise right
They're
last.
making the most,
Mississippi's last.
oh, is it? That's too bad.
Yep.
But anybody wants a copy, go to the SAU and they'll be happy to give it to you. All right, anybody got any old business? We're moving right along here tonight.
I know, I love it.
I know. Any old business?
Oh, I might have a quick thing.
We'll bring it up. Top of
Emails are
comment.
still not going out about overdue lunch balances. Not really sure why.
They're going out every Friday.
Going on Friday.
Every Friday.
What's the trigger? 10?
Dollars?
$10?
From 0 to 10, there's a low balance, and then when it's a negative, there's another.
And he sent letters, we mailed a whole bunch of letters.
Yeah.
Because I, for one, am not getting them.
Okay, so
Well, my-
and we adjusted yours. I remember doing that. So I'll
And
look
my
for
son
the
came
info.
home and $24 in the hole. I'm like, okie dokie. And my girlfriend's son's 17 in the hole. She didn't get anything either.
You see that guy in New Hampshire somewhere paid $10,000
Yes.
to?
That was the main.
Yeah.
Is it Maine? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm
Sorry.
still not getting it. I
I
don't get
saw it
it.
on the
Alright.
news. They-
I'm not afraid. I'll pay it.
No, no,
Just
you're
tell me.
afraid to tell you.
But that's a good,
I'll look into it.
that's a good thing to know because
Well, we specifically used you as a guinea pig.
That's
you
fine.
said that before, and I said, all right, let's put your email address in.
Yeah.
And I asked you about it.
My
So
senior
it's still
came to
not
me
working.
this weekend. Yeah, I'm to like $20 in the hole. I'm like, okay, here.
Can you do dishes?
Yeah, you
There
can
you go.
if I tell him to.
Oh, yeah.
Senior not.
See,
The
oh,
fourth
damn.
graders went to State House this week, and I know because they met Governor, is this Sununu?
Mhm.
Okay, they met him, and they got to sit in his chair. And I heard all about it from my fourth grader, but they had an incredible trip, and they all really enjoyed it, and they met the Milton reps,
Yeah.
state reps were there to greet them.
No, that's what Carol Shea Porter and who else?
No, it would have
No,
been.
then the town
The
reps.
town
Oh,
reps.
town, okay.
But they
I'm
did
thinking of
meet,
the
they did get to
federal,
meet the governor and have lunch in their lunchroom. So they really enjoyed that.
so that's good. Maybe I better go, because I don't know where they are then.
I didn't even-
Okay, any more old business? All set? Committee and board member reports?
Wirecast.
Oh,
I thought somebody it had to be here at 7:30. and I
We
thought-
have more, we have plenty more to go through before then. So
Think so?
Yeah.
all right, do you
We
want me
have
to
quite
bring
a
up?
few things to go through.
Okay,
What do you want to bring up?
did you want me to motion the board for more signs?
30, that's right.
Oh, if you want to discuss that, go ahead. Yeah, it's your committee, it's your turn then. Okay.
Okay, in accordance with the policy committee and drug-free safe zones and use of tobacco products, we did review all the signs that the high school has and what MES has, and we would like to add some signs to the parking area where the entrances are, to all the parking areas, for tobacco-free and drug-free zones. That way it would cover our policy, there's no ambiguity as far as what is school property and what our policy is on that school property.
Right.
So
you
I
have a motion for
make a
that?
motion.
Oh, yeah.
I'll make a motion to, how many do we need? Do you know?
Of Wirecast.
I'm thinking 3, but I'd like to check with Bob, either 3 or 4, and I'd like to check with Bob for the number of
2 for
entrances.
each places, yeah.
Yes.
No,
I think 4.
did I,
4?
Student, staff, and front lot for us, and then the MES lot.
So 4.
for the high school?
3 for the high school, 1 for MES.
4 total. Did I get a second on that? I was,
I shall if you'd like.
okay, I'll put Paul down. Okay, keep discussing.
That's it.
Maybe we
I believe that we have enough of inside the buildings.
Demonstration of
I just felt that the parking lot, I didn't feel that we had enough, neither did the rest of the policy
Now, we
committee.
did put that up. Did we put the no smoking on the buses? Is it on the buses? Does it need to be on the buses? Oh, Tim's gone now.
I don't know if there's a sign on the bus.
People ripping butts on the
Is
On
there?
your own bus.
Yesterday.
Was there a no smoking sign on it?
No.
Uh-uh.
I mean, if there was, people don't really acknowledge it.
No, I don't read it either.
They name names.
Nobody lighting up though, huh?
What?
Anybody lighting up?
Yeah.
of Wirecast.
I abstain.
Oh.
It wasn't me. We're on
All
camera.
right,
You're
then
okay.
maybe,
Hair wash?
should we put
Coming
a
to
no
lynch me
smoking
here.
sign on the bus? Should we put a no smoking sign on the bus?
I'm sorry? Say it again.
We can put no smoking signs on the bus, small
Do we
one.
need to, Earl? Should we? Think we should.
Whatever the board would like.
But the board would,
I would make a motion to put no smoking signs on the bus.
That would include vaping, right?
Include vaping.
oh, okay, let me write that down. Okay, Melissa. Who wants to second that?
I'll second, just to change, do we really need a metal sign to
No.
put on the bus?
No,
Or you just do a
no, I think
laminated-
we can have a much smaller sign for the
Those little
buses.
stickers you can.
Yeah, okay.
Put them all over the windows so the kids can't look out.
There you go.
Do I have any more discussion on that? Melissa?
Aye.
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 Put them on the buses then, okay. Anything more from that committee?
No, not at this time.
Okay. You don't have anything more, Paul?
Negative.
What about the budget committee?
The budget committee,
Demonstration of
we're just
Wirecast.
kind of hashing and rehashing, and hopefully the schedule that Bob and Sean put together we'll be able to adhere to, so.
So when will we meet to discuss that schedule?
I think we already told him it was okay.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
What day? We already okayed it?
yeah.
Can you bring it to the board at some time?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next time I will.
Okay.
That-
Schedule
Which
for the
is
budget.
basically starting early.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Okay, so I will bring the schedule,
Schedule for the budget.
because it was emailed.
To us?
Yeah, from Sean.
Yeah,
Getting my
you
SAU.
said it a while ago.
Yeah.
I've saved everything lately from on my new SAU site.
Yeah, no, bring a copy.
Okay. Put it on the next agenda.
There's a,
That would be,
there's one embedded on the wall feet. Just letting him know.
13.
Demonstration of Wirecast.
And that's when we have Bruce Woodruff coming in for the CIP.
Okay.
June 4th, 13.
Look at that, let's do this quickly.
Write that down on my notes.
Pretty cool, public service.
Okay, anything more from the board members?
I think that's good.
All set?
Motion to-
Somebody in the public would like to talk for 50 minutes?
No.
I don't want to put you through that.
Most of that.
Of Wirecast.
Okay,
I
do I
know,
re-
You look like you're itching to say something.
No,
No,
he's
no.
not. No,
Yeah,
he's
I
not.
think he
Dad,
is.
not now. Not now.
No. Is that
Doesn't
dad?
exist.
Is that dad, Mom?
Yeah. We'll wait
It's a
till
figment of your
non-public. We're doing
imagination.
non-public.
Oh, I
Take care of
didn't-
this
We see
now.
nothing.
That's the whole crew, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, they'll all be all together then. I'm
There's-
sorry. I didn't know. Nobody told me
Make
anything.
a motion to
It's a
come on public.
conspiracy.
I'm the last to know.
No.
Did you all sign in?
Yes. Make them wait.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
We're going into
Well, you
non-public,
know
that's
what?
what they are.
That's what I'm saying, I'm just gonna make a motion.
Yeah,
Yes, we can.
go with
I
the-
have to.
Yeah,
go
We
in.
can't
Not
take-
enough.
We can't take a 50-minute break here.
No.
I was gonna make a motion to go into non-public.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Okay, wait a minute. Peg, and that would be under RSA 91A, 32A, B, and C. Melissa?
Aye.
Say all right.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Motion to door.
no,
We gotta wait for Bob.